Hi, I'm Nicole Wilbur. Welcome back to my channel. I am a writer, and some people have a year of yes. I am having a year of no. 2025 is my year of no, and I'm going to chat to you about what that means and my goals and an announcement in this video. So, I found that in 2024, I did a lot of things. I went to a lot of countries. I wrote a lot, probably should have written more. Had lots of things going on. I have a full-time job. I do some consulting on the side. I write, I did Substack, I do YouTube, etc. And I traveled to 14 different countries. And I am finding that specifically within the traveling, but kind of within everything, when you do so much, you're not able to get a solid amount of value, the value that you really wanted from everything. So for example, I went to Greece for 5 days on my way from Toronto to Bulgaria. And I was in Crete for these 5 days, and it was not very much time. Like, I saw some friends, but it was very passing. They were about to leave, so was I. It was all very fleeting. There wasn't a chance to really dig in and see a ton. It was, what can I pack into these couple of days that I'm here while still working, of course, and then off we go. So it wasn't fulfilling to have so many things going on because you want to do everything, but then to have so many things you don't have the time to fully dedicate to anything. That's what I've learned. So that is why 2025 is my year of no. And my goal is to try to make my default answer to things be no, because I'm mostly a yes person. And the default answer things to be no, to curate what I'm doing. So it's the things that are most important to me. So that being said, in terms of writing goals for 2025, I am saying no, I guess, to, not really saying no to anything in the writing. Okay, not yet. I'm sure it will come up. Probably no to new story ideas. Anyways, my goals for 2025, I basically have two main goals. I have one book, Some Kind of Criminal, which I've queried a little bit and now have reworked, and I am getting ready to re-query it again. I really want to start getting it out there again in January, February. Probably February is more realistic. Maybe even March is more realistic. But I want to see how far I go. I have to reread it and then kind of settle in with where we are. My understanding of it is it's in a really good place. I've done so many edits to it, but I have some continuity things to check and just going through and making sure that all of the other edits went well. So I've taken a break from it because it was driving me crazy. So I'm going to reread it, and then I'm going to kind of decide, how much work needs to be done there, with the goal of querying it by March and then focusing on the querying there for it, which will be funny, about a year since I sent my last query for it. So nice full circle there. My other writing goal is I have a first draft that I wrote last year for a Christmas romancy book, that I have an outline critique actually scheduled for February 3rd, and I've only written a quarter of the outline so far. I have a draft of the book, so it's not that tricky, but I do want to change things up a lot. So I'm trying to do my own edit of the book through this outline, if that makes sense. So I have to write the outline and have that ready for February 3rd and make it good to go. So that is my other focus, I guess, for the first quarter, the first month, is making sure that outline is in really good shape so I can then get the most out of that outline critique. So, and then third of all, I have a story idea that's been rattling around my head for so long, and then this is where things get tricky. It's like, once I have that critique back, do I write the next draft of the Nutcracker Effect, or do I work on a new idea? So I think, I'm not sure. It depends on the timing. I would love to do some noodling around in this new idea, but I think going with the spirit of no, I would focus in and work on the second draft of the Nutcracker Effect, with the goal of getting sort of second, third draft, and then doing a beta read sometime in the summer, hopefully, sometime in the summer for that book. And maybe I'll have something to draft at NaNoWriMo this year. Maybe I'll be drafting my other idea, my other kind of heisty idea, or maybe I'll be drafting the Nutcracker Effect. I'm not sure yet. Obviously, if I was successful at querying and getting an agent, this would all change. So that's exciting too. So that's kind of writing goals. Then we have YouTube and Substack, sort of like my social media as an author thing. This has been a really interesting year for me. Everything has grown, but everything's grown a little bit, a tiny bit, like steady but small. And recently on YouTube too, I've noticed a huge, I don't know if it was change in the YouTube algorithm that suddenly or maybe I posted a video that destroyed my content, but I've noticed a huge dip in the watch time I'm getting, in views, etc. And it literally happened overnight. It was very strange. I also seem to be publishing videos that aren't either reaching people or aren't engaging, because I know that there's not a ton of interaction and engagement with them, all of which I find very sad and concerning on me. Obviously, it's a thing that's on me. It means the content isn't up to snuff. I'm not focusing on what people are interested in on this channel. It's one of those things where you have a channel that has theoretically so many subscribers, but not engaged ones who aren't either seeing the content, interested in it anymore, etc., etc. And I think it might be my strategy. I think my content might be too cookie cutter. I have so many different, I cover so many different things. And this is kind of, I thought, normal for AuthorTube. But when I do videos that are about craft books and such, which I think was technically my kind of bread and butter, but it's been a while since I've done one, those tend to do very well. If I do writing vlogs and such, those tend not to do very well. And so I think I'm coming to a point where I'm trying to figure out what the people who are already here are thinking and wanting and interested in. Focusing on that is probably more important. I think sometimes I've taken the advice of looking at keywords and search terms and such, which is designed to help get new subscribers, but not to maybe not be engaging with current ones. I don't know. It's all writing content, all of it. But I'm not sure. I think there's a disconnect, and it doesn't feel very good at the moment with how things are going. Frankly, I'm not doing a good job, and I don't know why. And I don't know what to do about it, really. If it makes sense to start fresh and be more focused. To be fair, I'm not always the most consistent person, especially, in the types of content. I try to be consistent in the every Friday with the content, but I lose that sometimes. So I've done, deep dives on what I started this channel for. Was I was interested in doing deep dives on other stories and talking about other stories and how the writers, creators followed story structure and what they did from that perspective. And then we got into craft books, which is very similar. And then also in there's talking about writing and your writing process and outlining. And there's so much within writing. It's a niche, but I feel like maybe I need to niche in more. It's that thing of the how-to videos, which I don't feel qualified to instruct or anything like that, because I'm just learning. I share what I learn and my own analysis of things. And then there's also the vlog style, which I've never been very good at filming the vlog style. I still film on my phone because cameras are so expensive. And yeah, I am not a great editor of videos and that kind of thing. I have a rhythm now and a program that I use and all that stuff, but it's just not, I don't think it's clicking. I don't think it's working. And my channel was doing really well for a while, and it's gone to where I'm just like, please get to 100 views. And also, that's a dumb thing to think, because who cares about all these numbers? They don't matter. What matters are the real people behind the videos, and if they are enjoying these and getting value out of this, and if we're connecting, and if it's fun for me too, because what's fun for me and like what I'm interested in doing seems to have shifted maybe. And anyways, this is a really long form of me saying I am taking a break. I think I have a few deadlines I want to hit. I want to get that querying. I need to do that outline. I'm going to be in Namibia. So I just can't. We just can't do YouTube for the next little bit. This is going to be the last video I post in January. I have ideas. I have things that are like partially filmed. Because I'm doing this outline, it's perfect for content. So it's one of those where it's like a conundrum, right? I'm like, it's so good for the content that I know people will like. People like outlining content. So I wanted to do one of showing my screen for Campfire and going through my scene cards and going through my character profiles that I've been doing using Story Genius and all this stuff. But I think, and I don't want to stop, but I don't, it's such a, to stop posting videos feels like it would be a failure, but I'm not talking about forever. I'm talking about a month, at least. Maybe in February, we'll come back, maybe in March. It also feels like a bad time to stop if you're querying. This is when you want your socials to be doing really well, but I also know that your audience on YouTube is not necessarily going to be, when you're talking about writing, isn't necessarily going to be people who want to buy your books or even read your work. And I know that when I was posting in December about the novella of Christmas stories that I posted, I know that also brought kind of views down, which is fine. That's so okay. The audiences are not the same. And I understand that. That totally makes sense. But there's also a question of well, what would you do to build up an audience of people who are interested in reading your work? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of these questions. Also, there's nothing really to promote. Christmas is over. You don't want to read a novella about Christmas. So, and not even promote. I don't like the idea of promoting things. Why am I even saying that? That feels so transactional. I don't like that either. I don't like the transactional nature of it. When I go on my Substack, I read through people's names and I see the devices and the views and stuff. And that makes me feel really good, because I'm like, wow, these are real people who are reading this. And hopefully that means that there's a kind of connection there with us. That's the point of all of this, right? All of social media and art and writing, etc., is to feel that connection. And yeah, so I suppose the summary is I'm kind of at a loss on what I should be doing and what comes next. I don't know, but I am going to take a break because I think that's what's needed here. I think taking a break from YouTube and from Substack and just letting it sit. Of course, that's the other thing about these platforms. They're designed, obviously, there's that dopamine thing too. They're designed to make you want to get more views and to keep it consistent, because I know everything will plummet if I stop, right? It's a little bit like being hooked, a little bit of they hook you to get you to keep making content. It's here's a little spoon feed. That video got 900 views. And who cares about the views? It doesn't matter. I mean, it matters in that you want to be building community. And I keep saying this, you want to be building community and connection and all of that stuff. It matters in that respect, in the providing value aspect, but it doesn't matter from a numbers type of perspective. Anyway, I also think I'm not having fun with it right now. I think I have so much to do. I'm not having fun with it. Oh, this video is getting more than I wanted it to be. Anyways, I think I need to end it here. Thank you so much for your support. I wish you the best in your 2025 goals. I will see you in February, hopefully, maybe in March. Coming back, we're going to be refreshed. We're going to have a strategy. We're going to have hopefully figured some of this out. And it will give me a chance really to focus on what is important, not do everything, but focus on what is important, which is really the writing and this outline critique. And I hope that when I come back, I will be able to share what all of that has looks like. Maybe I'll film a little bit as I do it and just not post it because the editing is really the burden. Or maybe we'll just kind of do a review and walk through the different like systems and things that were created. I don't know, but I hope that when I go away, I really hone in and work on these stories and focus on that. I hope that will be good. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.